WIMT Mountain News at 6.
The CDC is investigating a growing number of children who may have caught a mysterious form of hepatitis. There are 274 reported cases across the country with an unknown cause. That's in 38 states and Puerto Rico, and those states include Kentucky. Right now, Kentucky health officials are investigating 6 pediatric cases. The children infected with hepatitis in the Commonwealth range from 8 months to 4 years old. While they are not seriously ill, health officials say this is something families should be aware of. Shelby Lofton has the latest.
This is not something for you to panic about.
To date, 6 children in Kentucky have been diagnosed with hepatitis.
They generally will have some bit of jaundice, either of the skin or their eyes will look a little bit yellow.
It's not something Lexington pediatrician Katrina Hood typically sees.
We don't generally see hepatitis in kids. I mean, especially since we vaccinate against hepatitis A and hepatitis B, when we start to see it, it usually is something that's from a virus.
She said the majority of the cases across the country are related to adenovirus, but the official cause is unknown.
Adenoviruses are really, really common. These are the common cold effectively for everyone. These viruses are not typically known to cause liver inflammation in healthy children.
Kentucky Public Health Commissioner Dr. Stephen Stack said sometimes children will need a liver transplant, but none of the patients in Kentucky currently require one.
If your child gets sick enough to require medical care, they may have to be put in the hospital for intravenous fluids and other supportive care, or they may be well enough to be watched in partnership with your pediatrician with frequent follow-up visits to the office.
Dr. Stack said the Kentucky Department for Public Health is working with clinicians across the state. 4 years ago, Kentucky was in the midst of a major hepatitis A outbreak. State health leaders report the outbreak was identified in November 2017. There would be a total of 5,000 cases reported through February 2020. More than 2,400 people were hospitalized and 62 people died in that outbreak. Last night, the Wolfe County Search and Rescue Team received a 911 call from a female hiker saying she could hear someone yelling for help. Members from the team went out to search the area and were met by the Powell County Search and Rescue Team. Together, they found a hiker who got lost, was dehydrated, and sustained an ankle injury. During their investigation, they were able to determine that the hiker they found was the one originally asking for help. Kentucky lawmakers may consider legislation dealing with vehicular homicide. Some prosecutors say Kentucky's laws do little to help victims of deadly DUI crashes. Today, a Tennessee state lawmaker testified about a new law there that requires some offenders to pay benefits to victims. The new law in Tennessee would require DUI offenders to pay child support if the crash they caused kills a parent.
That hurts just not the kids, but the entire family, and it's something that they need to address and look at.
The Tennessee legislator says their law gives judges the discretion to handle each situation in a case-by-case basis. Hazard Community and Technical College is hosting a truck driver job fair tomorrow. Anyone who is interested in becoming a truck driver can attend. Officials say you will not have to have a CDL license to get a job. Dean of Community Workforce and Economic Development, Keela Miller, says companies will be eager to hire job seekers.
Since COVID, there has been a drastic shortage within the logistic industry for CDL drivers, and so every company is feeling that hurt. But on the flip side, we do still have a lot of job seekers within the region that are looking for good opportunities.
The event is from 11 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. tomorrow at the Technical Campus.
Continuing to watch absolutely gorgeous skies around the mountains this evening. Continuing to see blue skies, comfortable temperatures, and low humidity. It's really a perfect early June day outside, and that'll continue into the least part of our Friday. I-75 at Mount Vernon, just those puffy fair weather clouds this afternoon, barring an otherwise beautiful blue sky outside. Same thing from our front door here at WIMT. Plenty of blue sky, sunshine, and that'll continue with us through the evening. How about these comfortable temperatures? Low to mid 70s around the mountains. Absolutely picture perfect. You really can't draw it up better than today. A look at those humidity values. Those dew points are in the mid 50s. So yes, it is just absolutely perfect outside. Pinpoint Doppler not tracking any kind of rain showers or anything. We had a few of those clouds earlier in the Big Sandy. Those continue to work on out of the region. So as we head into tonight, absolutely, dare I say it again, perfect. Mostly clear, middle and upper 50s with calm conditions, calm winds out there for tonight. I'll have the very latest, though, on when showers look to move back into the mountains coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Well, parents are still dealing with the ongoing baby formula shortage. Today, Governor Andy Beshear signed an executive order to prevent price gouging on the limited supply. The order activates the state price gouging laws. He says Kentucky has not had any reports of price gouging, but other states have, and he wants to take action now.
We can't wait for somebody to increase the price double or triple. We've got to enter this order right now so people know that if they try to take advantage of moms and dads who are rightfully frightened, that we have the safeguards already in place.
The order is in effect for 30 days. Attorney General Daniel Cameron released a statement saying he and his office are taking action to alert Kentuckians of suspected baby formula price gouging. Today, a website and hotline was created for people to report such claims. Last month, the Attorney General recommended people buy baby formula from well-known sources and whenever possible to pay with a credit card. You can report any price gouging claims on the state's website. A Kentucky historian is trying to document every small cemetery in Harrison County. Denny Lipscomb has documented and photographed graves in 165 cemeteries so far. He says many of them are hard to find and harder to get to. Sometimes he has to track down property owners and get permission to document what he finds. He believes the work is important for future generations.
It's about the history of who we were. It's about who we are. It's about connecting people with their people, about their ancestors. That's what it's about.
Tonight at 11, Garrett Weimer shows us why Lipscomb could be running out of time to complete his passion project. The CDC released a study saying there was a 13% increase in overdose deaths in Kentucky in 2021, raising an alarm that was already ringing about the addiction epidemic. Hazard Rebound Center peer support specialists J.J. Fultz and Rhonda Hall share their stories on how they overcame their own addictions.
I spent 14 and a half years in active addiction. You know, that was going from everywhere from taking pain pills, abusing them every way, injecting them, whatever I could do to get high.
I had some health issues. I was prescribed pain medicine. The doctor that I was seeing at the time, I think that he probably meant well, but you know, when you're getting buku amounts of narcotic drugs and when you run out, there's no problem with going back.
Whenever I got into this treatment, I wasn't bought in, you know. I thought it was just, I thought it was a bunch of foolishness.
And I think a lot of it is fear because, you know, once you make your mind up that you want to make that change, there's that constant fear of failure.
There was a guy told me, whenever I was very fresh into the treatment center, he said, let us love you till you can love yourself. You know, and that's something, man, it took me many months to really wrap my head around, you know.
And when I graduated drug court, I ended up going to work here, which is really wonderful because now I get to do for our recovery court clients as well as the clients that we just see on a daily, I get to do for them what was done for me.
That's why, man, I like this job because I'm right here basically where I used at, and I'm able to give back to my community, man, that I took so much from.
You can visit WIMT.com for more on how to donate to the Rebound Center or find resources to fight addiction. Governor Andy Beshear announced today that he would help out families of law enforcement officers by increasing their pay. The governor announced that with the money in the latest budget, there would be an increase in the annual training stipend for sworn officers across the Commonwealth by $300.
They serve across the Commonwealth, police departments, sheriff's offices, helping people out in what is often their worst day. We know they have a passion for service that literally puts their lives on the line, so they should never have to struggle to support themselves or their families.
This comes as a thank you to officers for their daily service around the Commonwealth. With inflation creating issues for many families across the state, several local organizations are offering creative incentives to help people become more sustainable in supporting themselves and their families. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to experts to learn more about these projects.
These little creatures are needed in a big way across our region.
There is an epidemic. We're losing a lot of pollinators.
Local agriculture experts like Ag Extension agent Aaron Redmond are aiming to start more beekeeping associations in Leslie and Bell counties.
Just keeping these clubs going, keeping people active, and keeping pollinators around just worldwide is very important.
Through informative events and activities, agents like Redmond hope to inspire community members to host their own colonies.
As far as sustaining, if you can sustain a bee colony, you can learn how to overwinter it, and you can keep it. A colony could last you for years. And then on the grower side of things, if you're farming, you can have your bee colony to pollinate your garden, pollinate your farm, your crops, and then you can really be self-sufficient.
In Perry County, farmers market organizers are creating incentives like the Double Dollars program to make farm fresh foods more accessible.
And I like to think of it as like a recycling sign. If you're putting your money here, then you're putting back into your community, and we are able to better support you.
Through partnerships with organizations like Save the Children, the Perry County Farmers Market aims to equip a younger generation with the tools they need to make sustainable choices.
Because I really believe that we can take care of each other and that we can do great things together.
Helping Eastern Kentuckians to use their resources to create a more sustainable future. Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
The Leslie County Extension Office will be hosting a Pollination Day event this month to help inform community members about how bees benefit us every day. To learn more about this and other agriculture-based events happening in our area, you can visit our website at WYMT.com. Officials with the Kentucky Chamber Foundation define the fair chance population of the Commonwealth as people with an addiction or criminal background. This spring, Chamber officials launched a Fair Chance Academy to help these people, businesses, and the Kentucky economy. The program goal is to prepare business owners to hire the fair chance population, a group that represents about 3% of the workforce, many of whom do not work or struggle to work.
This is such a fantastic opportunity to provide someone who is part of that fair chance population a way to re-enter the workforce without the stigma, and it is so good for business.
The program graduated 20 Kentucky business owners on Wednesday, representing 30,000 employees. Chamber officials told us this program will continue next year and hopefully expand to meet growing interest from the business community. The visitation for a Breathitt County football player who died unexpectedly began at 6 o'clock this evening. Jason Blake Perry died Sunday at the University of Kentucky Hospital in Lexington. The 16-year-old had just completed his sophomore year at Breathitt County High School. The cause of death has not been released. Both the visitation and funeral will be held at the Harold and Stewart and Halsey Funeral Home in West Liberty. The funeral will be tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Well, we're keeping our eye on showers and rumbles of thunder returning to the forecast as we head into the work week's home stretch. The latest timing next. But first,
Coffee on Wheels. A new business is now available in the Big Sandy area for those wanting a quick caffeine hit while on the road.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose. The